did you see what he pulled out of that statement about Arknights Enfield? There's reading between the lines. This bro's reading between atoms. What the fuck?
He got informed.
Shock horror. He got sponsored once. He has to play that game all the time. Now, Saint, you got sponsored by Closers. I expect the next 15 videos to be Closers, bucko. Oh, you're obviously only was in it for the bag, right? Where's all the Heroes of History videos, bucko? Was you just in it for the bag? Huh? Are you grifting? Are you really extracting wealth from the Heroes of History's developers, never to come back again? For shame. For shame.
There was no sponsor. Yeah, probably got informed there was no sponsor sometime around this week, so we're out of this fucking game, bro. Get me out of here. The timing can't be
I was just jealous he couldn't get the bag.
Right?
That
Do you
pained
guys
laugh.
see why it's so dangerous to
That
have
pained
these
laugh.
bag hunters,
You know,
in your space?
that
making
pained laugh.
content?
Right, look, they're terrible for the gacha space, Saint. You know, like, pretty much everybody in this space fucking hates this guy. I don't. And when I say hate, I don't think anybody truly hates him. But majority of the people look at this dude as a stain on the space, right? And he's trying his best to make himself believe it and his audience believe it. But no, they're the real problem. The weird thing is he's still got audience members who lap it up, right?
Playing your game, they'll just go in, extract as much value as they can, and leave the desiccated corpse of your fucking game.
Remember this? This is the guy who has pure agendas about every game that's not Wuthering Waves. But they're bad for the game. The guy who does nothing but shit on these games, you know, calls the developers retarded. Like, his audience will be like, but he's trying to make the space better. He's fixing it for us. All the while, you know, he's like, I don't know which video it was. I saw somebody post it on Twitter where, like, bro was, like, really, like, insulting. Is it in here? Insulting the way Rua looks. Here it is, yeah. Look.
Plan to play.
Bro, he's talking about people being bad for these companies. While he's out here comparing the dev to a character from Attack on Titan to a Titan in Attack on Titan. What the fuck? Like, again, this doesn't offend me, right? But bro's out here pretending that somehow he's fighting the good cause, right? He's fighting the good cause. And his insane viewers believe he. I don't even know if they do, man. I think sometimes they're egging him on. They're like those bad friends that, like, try and get the friends to do dumb stuff because I think it's funny, full well knowing it could ruin the friend's life, right?
Just like there, rotting in the fucking sun for vultures to pick up, bro. They're actually literally parasites. And the thing is...
Parasites. Really bad for the companies. You know, I'm sure developers really hate giving money to people like that and would rather give it to people like this, right? Surely.
Is obviously now this parasite is moving on to Arknights. This parasite is now moving on to Arknights. Man, wonder what's in store for that community. Because just imagine this. Imagine.
I wonder what's in store. There's a game. I'm going to be playing the game, talking about the game, and Arknights players love to see new people enjoying the game. They absolutely love it. And he'll have genuine conversations about the game, and I'm sure he'll play it until he stops enjoying it. Or maybe until he gets the bag and then stops getting the bag right. I'm telling you now, the Arknights community is somebody who knows plenty of people in the Arknights community, would much rather to see Genozad enjoying Arknights and being part of the community than having you within 10 miles of the community.
Do you think anyone was retarded enough to actually believe this? Oh wait, there are, because it's the Arknights community. They're full of fucking idiots. Like, they play a tower defense game, bro. Like, you just sit there and put shit down and watch it. Like, you don't, like, you have to. It's not a particularly high IQ game. You just watch it.
The funny thing is, out of gacha games, this game is far more high IQ than Wuthering Waves will ever be. It has much more depth, nuance, and variety, and actual genuine difficulty that's not just reaction based than pretty much every gacha game, in my opinion. And now, I just want to point out there as well, you see how he just went on the attack against the Arknights community and the game? Not just 10 minutes ago, bro was out here talking about that gacha smack and Genozad are the reason why the gacha community's in a worse spot, and they're here to destroy games and pick them apart and leave the corpse and move on. This dude hasn't even played Arknights, and he's already telling you what the game is. And as a tower defense game, it's probably a really unfair thing to call Arknights, actually, because it's so much more. But he won't understand that because he's a fucking idiot. But it's so much more than that, right? And it's actually really hands-on. If you just... Well, there is sort of set and forget units, but if you play Arknights like that, you're going to get bodied. I'd like to see him go into CC and integrated strategies and just put things down and AFK. I think he'd have a bit of a hard time. I'd even hazard a guess. Just like many people, this dude would get filtered by TR15, and anybody who's played Arknights knows that's a tutorial sage, and some people get stuck on that for errors. Right? Most gacha gamers would hear that and be like, what? A tutorial? That's the difference between this and things like Wuthering Waves, and even things like Arknights Enfield, and just the traditional gacha games. The gameplay in Arknights is way more in-depth than your average gacha game, and it's just not a tower defense game. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to look through this video, right? Not because I'm offended that he's attacking Arknights. I don't care. I honestly don't care. But it's just fascinating, the hypocrisy. Again, the levels of the lacking of self-awareness is impressive. Goes to talk about how these people are problems for gacha communities. Even actually said Arknights are now having to deal with a parasite coming in that's going to negatively affect the community, and then goes on to insult the game and the community, but tries to pretend he's here to be the savior, the White Knight. He can't even keep that act up. It's like genuinely actually impressive, the levels of this dude's lack of self-awareness. Actually impressive.
Guide, see how the other fucking dude places this shit, and then you just AFK. Congratulations.
It's just like, there's a lot of people out there that do get to Kyo, right? I am a person who has played through Arknights. I'm going to throw it out there. E1. It's not as impressive anymore, right? E1 only, and refuses to watch any guides or anybody's clears until after I've cleared it. Because the reason why people go to Kyo, right, isn't because it's that dumb that you just watch how he does he, and then you AFK. It's because there's a lot of people in the game who genuinely can't clear stages without actually going for a guide. And it's not because it's a stat stick and it's just, well, it's stupid, dumb content. It's because genuinely it takes some strategy sometimes. Now, of course, there is sort of units that you can get around that with some of the more modern, insane units. But even on some of the more difficult content, you've still got to think about things. And this is a game that genuinely offers actual real difficulty. And if you think you're going to go into those stages and just set and forget, you're gonna have a hard time, man. You really are.
Bro, you clear the same level. You clear the same level as the pros. That's how tower.
So that's a fascinating thing as well. When it comes to Arknights, right? As somebody who only ever watches other people's clears after I've cleared a notoriously difficult stage, the variety of clears is insane. Where with the other gacha games is typically, oh shit, I missed something in the rotation, or I need this much crit, or I need to switch out this character for this character. You'll find infinite amounts of different clears in Arknights to what you did. You'll go in and watch somebody clear and you'll be like, holy cow, I didn't even think about that. And there can be dozens of those permutations in a stage, even more actually. Like, the variety of gameplay is just insane compared to other games. And again, this is a Saint now spouting when he knows nothing. And this isn't even he hasn't played the game situation, but he hasn't even looked at what he hasn't played to see what potentially is going on there, because this is the person who's trying to tell you he cares about games and the communities when he doesn't. He cares about shitting on other games and communities. Guess what? For the bag. I know which person I'd rather get the bag or see taking the bag, right? Somebody like Smack and Jenna over somebody like this guy who actually does negatively affect communities and games.
Games fucking work, bro. Like, you gotta have the APM of a fucking octogenarian, 80-plus-year-old man, and you can still clear because it's a fucking tower defense game.
See, dude, it will be so good to see him actually go into Arknights blind, right? Actually blind and try and clear some of the content without having a bunch of newer units. Well, he wouldn't. He wouldn't anyway. So I'd genuinely love to see, after he said that, I'd love to see him play Arknights. I'd love to see him play, because I'm telling you now, anybody who believes that about Arknights, they haven't played the game, or they haven't even bothered to watch people genuinely play the game.
People dropping in. Unfortunately, I don't know how to view this tweet, but there were some extra details to derive from this one. Little do they know, when was the last time any creator...
This is true. People rarely get played. Cookie's saying, little do they know, when was the last time any creator was paid to play Arknights? Almost never. He's not saying never, but it's kind of rare. So if you're going for a bag, it's like the worst game to choose, is what he's saying there, right?
Was paid to play Arknights. Almost never. And so you can read this in a couple of ways. Maybe, right, this is Kooky supporting Jenna and saying, oh, right, like, oh, Jenna's just, he's
I love how when Saint looks at stuff that he doesn't agree with, right, or he's got an agenda, he goes, you can read this in a couple of ways. How can I twist this to fit my narrative? Not rather than just reading, where little did they know, which little do they know, because people wouldn't be saying it. When was the last time any creator was paid to play Arknights? Almost never. He's not saying it doesn't happen. He's just saying it's not a regular thing, which he's correct about compared to other games, right? He's correct about that.
He's telling the truth, right? He's playing stuff unsponsored. Or this is a matter of, this is a fruitless effort from Genazad. He's wasting his time.
It's probably not entirely fruitless. But if he only cares about getting sponsors, he's definitely wasting his time because he could be playing something else to be more likely to get sponsors. It's just a fact. It doesn't mean you can't get sponsored by Arknights. It's just like, it's probably not going to happen.
I'm looking for his next sponsor because AKE doesn't sponsor anyways. You can read this in a couple of ways, right?
AKE does sponsor. I think you're getting your games mixed up there, Saint.
Right? Maybe this guy is pissed that Jenna did the same fucking thing with Arknights Enfield that he did with NTE.
I don't think so.
Play the game for sponsors and then leave it in the dust after they stop. And so that's the thing, right? I don't.
Again, did you see what he pulled out of that statement about Arknights Enfield? There's reading between the lines. This bro's reading between atoms. What the fuck?
No, like this one is so open-ended. I don't actually know how to view it.
It's just not open-ended. It's pretty close. It's closed. It's literally the book is closed. This is book-ended. What are we saying? What are we saying, bro? What are we saying? This isn't a reading comprehension issue. This is somebody maliciously twisting stuff to sound like it fits his agenda.
But this is the bigger issue. Kookie's actually not up to date over here. Fobmaster actually had an Arknights sponsorship, I think 1 or 2 months.
I think. Now, I don't know if this is true, but do you remember we said almost never? See that important? Almost never. Not never. Doesn't happen. Just kind of rare. And then his reply to that is, I think somebody did. I think. Okay, let's say even if he did, it doesn't take anything away from what Cookie said is incorrect. It's still true. What are you talking about?
VA and stuff like that, too. Maybe. That might be a Blue Archive. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe that actually occurred. Maybe it didn't. But this is what's kind of obvious over here. This guy is clearly on.
I'll tell you what's obvious, Saint, is... Bro, you're a fucking idiot. That's what's obvious. You are genuinely a moron. Again, like, what are we doing?
His next grip. Oh, Sfob did get sponsored for Arknights. Oh, this guy's gonna be pissed then.
Okay, so somebody in chat is saying he did get sponsored, so he did get sponsored. Again, he might have got sponsored. Might have actually got sponsored.
If he knows that Fobmaster got an Arknights sponsorship, and then he doesn't after this marketing effort that he's going to be doing for the next couple of weeks, he's going to drop this shit within a month. And you know that's happening too.
Do you know what? The thing is, he might actually drop it. Bro's been binging the game. And, like, he plays a lot of different games. He might drop it. A lot of people do, right? Arknights it requires a bit more than your average gacha gamer is willing to do. And again, Genazad isn't your average gacha gamer. He's a gamer, right? So maybe he won't, right? But it's a massive game with a different kind of content. It's a slow burn story. It's a visual novel. It's a lot for a lot of people, right? It is. It's a lot for a lot of people.
He does. He just plays these games looking for sponsors, and then when he doesn't get them, he drops.
When you look at his games played, like, apart from, like, Star Rail, Epic 7, and Chaos Zero Nightmare, it's the same sort of stuff that Saint goes on about. And the thing is, bro's got fucking hours in all of these games streamed. And he wasn't lying about NTE. 200 hours, he said, unsponsored. So he's probably had about 30 hours sponsored. So showing these metrics here kind of just prove what Genazad was saying, right? Do you know what I mean? Kind of just prove what he was saying.
Drops it and then moves on to the next grift. That's it. And so very, very, very likely, right? I wouldn't be surprised. Genazad and Fob, they're in each other's DMs. They communicate, right? I think they're buddies. I'm not entirely...
Yeah, but, Fob was like, bro, I got sponsored the other month by Arknights. Trust me, this is the game that you're most likely to get sponsored by. Best to grift this for a couple of months. You might get one sponsor. Okay.
Sure. So he probably knows. And
like the headcanon's world, yeah. Bro looks at a tweet and then he comes up with this fan fiction that Cookie Cars is potentially saying multiple different things. Fob and Jenna are in the DMs talking about this stuff, and he's telling him, yeah, go grift Arknights, bro. You're gonna get sponsored, bro. Trust me, it'll work.
no, you can just imagine where the future is for this guy. Because when you're friends with this dude, you going on live streams together, reminiscing about how you're basically scamming these companies with your shitty sponsor deals. You just reminisce.
Scamming these companies, right? Did you hear what he just said about Arknights? Shit game, shit community, right? Talking about scamming, right? We're talking about scamming. Look at what he's saying about the developer. I'm sure Arknights and Hypergriff and Griffline, will it be Hypergriff when it comes to Arknights or Yostar, more than likely? Yeah, man. Yeah, scamming the devs, man. Like, why would they do that to themselves? Surely they'd rather give the money to somebody like Saint, right? You know, he only insults them, calls them retarded, insults the way they look, you know? At least he doesn't fucking stop playing the game when he's not getting sponsored. Oh my days. Unbelievable.
About it live on stream, and then you're both on the craziest grift the space has ever seen, just dropping these games like he's fucking hot the second the money stops coming in. That's all you guys are known for.
It's almost like, you know, like, it's almost like a reverse situation with Saint, right? Do you remember when he made like 50 videos on Arknights Enfield when it first dropped? Do you know why he did that? They actually got views. They were getting more views than the majority of his content at the time, because he was shitting on a game that a lot of the Wuthering Waves community was shitting on as well, right? And other people who had just started playing the game might have not liked it, and then people who liked the game were kind of coming here to hate watch and stuff. And do you know why he stopped making videos on it? That shit dried up. So, like, he barely makes videos on the game now. Like, obviously he made this one, but he barely makes videos on the game because those videos stopped getting views. Why didn't you keep shitting on the game, bro? Obviously, same sort of situation. Again, it's this sort of reverse art. Whenever Saint describes what he's talking about in other CCs, he's typically just describing himself. Like, it's almost like this just total projection, right? That, like, Saint's skill in his kit is button bash the same skill over and over and over and over again till I build fucking energy, and then I unleash my ultimate of fucking ultimate projection, and that's his kit. That is his kit, right? Like, his kit should just be called Self-Awareness Zero, and his attack is repetitive. The repetitive agenda. That's his E. And then his ult is just fucking straight up ultimate projection. That's it. That's bro's kit. That's all he's got.
Scamming your viewers, scamming your audience, openly lying through omission, so
it's the worst
that
kit in the
you
game.
can get another contract signed. And that's it. It's all being done for these contracts. And the second that this guy doesn't get what he's looking for Arknights, he's fucking out of here. Because why else would he immediately stop streaming NTE and move on to streaming another game for 8 hours a day right after he doesn't get it?
Is it maybe because he's enjoying the other game more? And if he's not getting paid to play it? Like, so, I like NTE. Right, I'm in Genazad's head. I like NTE. I really like Arknights. I'll happily play NTE if they're paying me. Oh, they're not paying me at the moment. And I'm kind of frustrated about that other people are getting the bag. Maybe a bit too honest. Do I keep playing the game that I like? Or do I play the game that I really like? Nah, I've got to prove to Saint Tontas that I'm not here for the bag. I'm definitely not here for the bag. So let's continue to play the game that I can't play for 8 hours a day, like the game that I'm really enjoying at the minute, because that'll just make me look like a good person to Saint Tontas, and then, you know, everything will be well in the world.
Sponsor renewed. Because, like, what do you see going on here, guys? Oh,
I see a massive variety of games.
NTE grift stop? Wait, we need to see when the NTE grift actually stops for this guy.
It's funny. And we went through there then, and there was just a huge variety of games that he's playing. Just a huge variety of games.
It stopped a while ago. And this is the thing. He was probably aware that his sponsor was not renewed a while ago. And we just gotta see it over here. When's the last time he streamed it? Oh.
Bro's out here playing Balatro and stuff. This geezer's trying to act like Jenna isn't a gamer.
Oh, the last time was about here.
Look at all the different games he's playing. He's playing like Seer Remnants and everything, you know what I mean? Chaos Hero, Nightmare, NTE.
Line up. Seems to line up. Yeah, we just move on to other stuff right afterwards. Probably got informed.
Shock horror. He got sponsored once. He has to play that game all the time. Now, Saint, you got sponsored by Closers. I expect the next 15 videos to be Closers, Bucko. Oh, you're obviously only was in it for the bag, right? Where's all the Heroes of History videos, Bucko? Was you just in it for the bag? Huh? Are you grifting? Are you really extracting wealth from the Heroes of History's developers, never to come back again? For shame. For shame.
There was no sponsor. Yeah, probably got informed there was no sponsor sometime around this week, so we're out of this fucking game, bro. Get me out of here. The timing can't be
Bro's just jealous he couldn't get the bag.
Right? The timing can't be coincidental. Oh, he started making AI jokes about NTE too? Oh, wait, can somebody send me a clip of him making AI jokes about NTE? That's how you know it's fucked then. Oh, they're never renewing him. Oh, if he's out here making.
So, even after the sponsorship ended, he still said he liked the game and he had fun with the game, but he was frustrated that he wasn't getting sponsored anymore. He's just enjoying another game more and has actually made jokes about the game developers using sponsorships. I mean, AI, sorry. Like, this kind of just undermines a lot of his points. Like, yeah, of course, when he's getting sponsored, he's probably not going to bang on about AI. Like, come on. What are we saying here? Does that mean he's lying about the game? Like, there's lots of people who recognize that the game uses AI, but still have fun with it. You can have a laugh and a joke about it. It's not that deep, bro.
AI jokes about NTE? Yo,
How
let
dare
me
he?
get that. Yo, let me get
Look
that.
at him. Bro's bricked up. He's cooming right now. Give me the glue. I'm bricked up right now, chat. I'm bricked up.
We don't need to get it now. I can add it in later, but let me get that. Ladies and gentlemen, I got the clip. Yep, stream's actually over. This is Saint for...
Bro came back. He had to slap it in. Post-edit. Post-stream. Editor, hold up a minute. I gotta slip this in here. I got devastating news to add.
The future, but we got the clip. Let's give it a listen. Joking about NTE's AI usage during
terrible.
an Epic 7 anniversary.
Genocide. You should be ashamed. How dare you? You had money from these developers and you're joking about their use of AI. I can't believe it. I can't believe you've done this to me, Genocide. What? I can't even look at you the same anymore. Oh my god.
Stream. That's a little funny.
NTE only needs 1/5 of the employees because they just use AI.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I'm shocked. I'm shocked and appalled. How could he do them so dirty like this? He took their money and joked about their AI usage when all he had to do was post 52 videos about how the developers are retarded and the community's just full of idiots and the game's the worst game ever, right? Like, Jenna, you slipped up, man. You really, really attempted to make them look bad there when you could have just been insulting the developers the whole time, insulting their quality of work, insulting them as human beings. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
He's not getting his contract renewed. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. He's on to the next.
It's over, Saint. He might have still more sponsors than you've got. He might actually be at a level that's still above you. Gutting. One day, if he keeps that up, he might have just as many sponsors as Saint. Who knows? Which is zero, unless you take... What is it? Heroes of History and Closers. Okay.
One. There you go. There's the proof. Yeah, that's just the situation, guys.
That's the proof.
Of course.
There you go. That's the proof. I just got the glue. Did you see that? I came back like I said I would, and I actually got the glue. Ladies and gentlemen. Did you see when I just did that? This guy actually made jokes about the game he got paid to play. How could he? That's almost like saying, not talking about the gacha in this game is like not talking about the Holocaust. Huh.
As somebody that tries, at the very least, to be honest when it comes to content creation, my opinion, all this stuff on these games, right? I've got to...
Listen, I don't even need to add anything to that, do I? The joke writes itself.
Inform you all when another rat in the space has just basically opened up their fucking diary for the entire space to read. And in this case, this diary makes this guy, and of course, by proxy, this guy.
Bro has gacha smack on the brain.
They don't look very good at all. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.
I think you
One version unspoiled
are a moron. Yeah, I'm not doing this to myself again. I can't do this to myself again. I honestly wanted to check into this video because I was watching a bit of V-Stream and I saw him saying that stuff about Arknights. I'm not offended by it, but I just found it funny that the rest of the video is talking about these guys are bad for the developers, they're bad for the community, and they're bad for the games. They're extracting wealth from these poor developers. And then talks about how Genocide being in the Arknights community, man, you guys have potentially got a parasite coming to your community, and I don't know if this is going to be good for you guys. But anyway, fuck you guys, because you're all fucking stupid anyway, and the game sucks. You need to be a retarded 80-year-old man to play this game. All it is set and forget tower defense game. It's trash. Not only that, but I'm also going to start making videos talking about the way the developers of these games look and comparing them to Titans from Attack on Titan. But you guys really need to start protecting communities and these developers and these games, because it's really important that we look out for the greater good of the community, all the while pumping out this kind of content. The lack of self-awareness is impressive. The projection is astounding. Everything he describes other CCs as is everything he is. And it still hasn't changed. We've been away for a while from looking at Saint's content, but dude is still the same dude. He's had no character arc. I thought there might be. And it's kind of interesting because I think the community, even his own, apart from his brain dead stream watchers, I think even like the viewers are starting to realise this guy is a bit of an idiot, right? Because his views are down, his stream views are lower than what they were. And you know what? Out of everything, he talks about how these guys have blew the reputation coming from the person who has probably the worst reputation in this entire space. He's probably disliked the most in this entire space, and most CCs don't want to touch him with a barge pole, and the others that do, I believe they're just sort of ignorant to what he is, or they're, I don't know, maybe they're trying and hoping that they can, you know, get something from working with him, but just rarely see that happen because most people do not fuck with this guy, and that's why I think dude really hates these two, because most people like Genocide in the space, and most people like Gacha Smack in the space as well. And these are two successful creators. It's perfect that V's streaming down there with his thumbnail, because I could just point to them. Both of these people are quite highly respected in this space, not only within viewers, but within the CCs and the companies. And I think that's what really gets his goat. I think that's what really pisses him off, because they're everything he wants to be, but could never be, because he is him. But I think he's just so deluded that he doesn't see. Or he does, because I think sometimes does he get off stream and think, damn man, I can't believe people are buying the shit I'm selling. People are picking up what I'm putting down, which is insane. And I think like he has to be cognizant of that sometimes. But I think sometimes he's so far down the rabbit hole now, there's no way out. He gets his Oilers. He gets just enough views and stream donos that he has to keep it up, because I think Saint is well aware. I said this a long time ago about Saint, right? He's a gladiator in a Colosseum. This is a much too positive way to put Saint, but hear me out. He's a gladiator in the Colosseum, and he knows the second he starts to turn away from what they expect, which is blood, gore, and violence, right? They're just gonna thumbs down, and they'll turn their back on him. And I think he knows, without that part of that community now, nobody gives a damn about him. So I think he's here to try and just extract that, what he can, out of that part of the community until it no longer is there. And then he'll probably just move on to doing other things outside of content creation. But yeah, man, I apologize for putting you guys through this. Yeah, I just thought it was an interesting one to check out. Bro's back at it again by the looks of things. Just making shit up, pretty much. Just making shit up. Bro definitely rolled a -10 on perception, and like throws critical dice rolls of just talking bollocks. 20s every time. Bro's hitting 20s. Those rolls are just 20, 20, 20. Talking bollocks, buffed up to maximum. The scary thing is, some people actually take it in and believe it, which is wild. But anyway, I apologize, and I will see you guys in the next video. Ditto.